Here we are with Khun Subhasakdi, Joint Managing Partner of Deloitte Touche Tohmatsu Jaiyos, and he's overseeing business in Deloitte Southeast Asia as well. So Khun Subhasakdi, after the regional integration in Southeast Asia, what are the business plan of Deloitte in Southeast Asia ahead of the AEC?
I think Deloitte has been preparing for the AEC since 2006, and by coming together 7 countries in Southeast Asia, we're able to bring greater skill sets, industry knowledge, expertise to our clients across many industries. Maybe might it be financial services, energy and resource, telecom and media, manufacturing, consumer business. And so we are able to now bring our resources to our clients in every part of Southeast Asia and in a quicker and in a higher quality way. That's for a client. And for staff, we are able to now move our people around, our experts around. We now have 5,500 people in Deloitte Southeast Asia. So in terms of 800 in Thailand, we're now 5,000 in Southeast Asia. So there is a lot of work that's gone into preparing ourselves for the unity of the marketplace and able to be as one with our client as they move forward to realize the benefit of coming together in the AEC.
In what countries you expect to see the biggest growth rate?
Yes, certainly the wonder child is Indonesia. Seeing a lot of growth rates related to both energy and resource, natural resource, and manufacturing. Okay, and so they have the advantage of being such a large nation themselves. So domestic consumption in Indonesia will be a very strong driver for growth in Indonesia, as well as them being able to export natural resource to other Southeast Asian nations. Vietnam is also a high growth, one with the smallest GDP, but the fastest growing GDP. A lot of, again, Japanese and Korean companies are investing in Vietnam, though there's a lot more of infrastructure work that needs to go into Vietnam to connect all the major routes together. Singapore also is growing with a lot of the financial activities moving from Hong Kong to Singapore. So that's a big growth driver because Singapore is so sizable in Southeast Asia that if they grow X%, we tend to grow at that rate as well. And so next year, Deloitte Southeast Asia is projecting to grow about 12%, including Thailand. And we see hopefully a continuing of momentum that's been built up since the flood. And we see that the economy in Thailand is still strong. There's good domestic consumption, still good amount of export, although that would be a risk factor if the receiving countries were in financial difficulties themselves. So we still see good continuing growth for FY for this year and beyond.
And is there any plan to use Thailand as a springboard for penetration in Myanmar?
Yeah, I think proximity-wise, of course, because we're right next to them. We have began certain amounts of work in Myanmar in doing project for the Japanese government in looking at the investment into the Tawai deep water port to see how project financing may be done there. Though I would say a lot of activities is coming from Singapore. So Singapore is also very, very keen, and I think the Burmese are also very keen on maybe dealing directly with Singapore. So the people who've from Deloitte gone to Myanmar are not from Thailand. They've been from Singapore, and the connection has been through that. I think it's important that we do maybe unfairly get our fair share, but we need to be more active in our approach to Myanmar. We're next door neighbors, and we should be able to assist them, as much from here as for Singapore.
Deloitte plans to invest $400 million in Asia, and what's the share of that investment that will go to Thailand?
There's different ways in that money will be spent. It's $400 million for Thailand, Japan, for Southeast Asia, Japan, India, China, Korea. So that's the big amount. We believe we will get for Southeast Asia at least 60 million probably of that amount in Southeast Asia, between 40 to 60, so between 10% to 15% in Southeast Asia, and predominantly in acquiring and developing people, talent, industry experts, service line experts, acquiring companies, acquiring businesses that are similar or have synergy with our organization.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.